Spiritual protection. Now, most people think of economical protection, insurance and the like. Most people think of physical protection, martial arts, defending oneself against any assailants, and other people think of religious protection, bowing down before an Almighty Creator in order to gain mercy, if at all possible, begging for the mercy even. But there are extensions of our will that we can participate in that will actually protect us spiritually, that we can carry out ourselves. Now, if you don't believe any spiritual energy or spiritual nature exists to the cosmos, then there's no point in watching this video. But if you do, if you believe that spirituality is a thing, if you believe that there is maybe an astral realm, there is a realm more subtle than this one that science hasn't been able to explain just yet, and that every person has a so-called spirit, and soul being a little bit different, but a spirit being the life force, then you might find this interesting. So stick around for the next few minutes. This is a short video. Now, I've protected myself from many things in the past, spiritual things. I've protected myself in other ways too. I've learned a couple different kinds of martial arts and had plenty of guns. But my main form of protection nowadays is completely spiritual. And those forms include workings with sigils, with runes, specifically from the Elder Futhark, with energizing water and basically blessing the space around me, blessing the jewelry that I wear. And you can even draw upon ward spells or other spells in general that will protect you and keep the wandering minds or the specific attacking minds of others from harming you, from drawing out your energy, or from keeping you from doing what you want to do. Because sometimes people are just so malicious that they want to keep you from evolving. They want to keep you from doing what you're doing. But what I've used is sigils, runes. I've used protection spells. I've used a couple wards, and I've used some visualization and meditation that I think is very effective. And I'll go ahead and share one of those right now. If you're in the meditation posture, you're sitting on your meditation cushion, you have your fingers like this, basically, legs cross-legged. I kind of want to explain every part of it just so everyone understands. You close your eyes. You imagine that either there is this giant sphere that encompasses just the edge of all of your lines, or encompasses your lines themselves. And as you breathe in and you have your eyes closed, you just imagine yourself in a really dark space. And with your eyes closed, you imagine this shield getting brighter with every breath. So when you breathe in, it gets brighter. Breathe out. When you breathe in, it gets brighter. Breathe out, and so on and so forth. And then when you reach a point to where you can't imagine it any brighter, you just hold that image as much as you can, and keep on breathing. Just keep on feeding that image. Keep on seeing that shield shining around you, so that nothing in relation to darkness, in relation to maliciousness, can get through that shield, can get through that light that you're projecting, that you're encasing yourself in. And you do this for as long as possible, as long as you want to, and that's how long your shield or ward will last. Not necessarily the length of how long you can visualize this, or how long you sit in meditation, but the longer you do it, the stronger it will be. The more solid your protection will be. The more consistent your ward will be throughout the day. Now, I can definitely guarantee this for a day if you do this meditation for about 5 to 10 minutes. Beyond that, if you do it for about 20 minutes, it'll probably last three or 4 days, just in my experience. But these are just me throwing numbers out there. I mean, it's completely individualized. It's completely based on how well you can concentrate, how well you can form this energy around you in actuality, and not just visualization. But visualization is a tool. It's kind of like how copper wire is a tool through which electricity is sent to power different lights, to power homes, things like that. when it comes to runes, I use the Elder Futhark, and these runes are primordial and creational symbols that make up the fabric of reality, the fabric of all the universes in the multiple dimensions, and they're very potent. But you really have to understand the runes in order to use them. And the Elder Futhark is not the only runic system that you can use. It's not the only symbol system you can use. You can use all kinds of symbols that basically mean the same thing, but with different imagery. And the more you learn about any system of something like runes, even if it's just symbols, not necessarily runes, even if it's alchemical symbols, the more you'll feel akin to that system, and the more that system will be able to work for you if you employ it in protecting yourself. And there's, of course, a very large variety of spells out there. I won't go into them all, but there are protection circles, there are wards, there are, if you want to be more offensive, there are spells you can send out as far as kind of like drones, looking for anybody trying to attack you. And there are, of course, servitors. You can create servitors to be your guardian, or guardians, depending on how many you create. And there's a wide variety of literature on servitors that you can look up. But it's basically creating an astral or an energetic being through your mind, through the energy that you project through your mind and through your will into a being that is not necessarily corporeal, but because of its non-corporeal nature, can protect you from non-corporeal threats. And that's something that you can create a servitor to do. And it's very important to also have some kind of material protection. And what do I mean by that? Material protection, basically what I mean by that is get to know certain herbs, get to know certain oils, get to know how to bless water, and use that in your spiritual practices as much as possible in order to create the basic shielding effect in the most material means possible. That you don't have to have the focus and the willpower in order to channel into these things. They just, by using them correctly physically, they will be potent for your spiritual protection. Now, when I say spiritual protection, it usually means astral protection. You can look up astral. It's the subtle spiritual realm just beyond the material, just kind of above. Of course, the astral heavens and astral hells kind of exist there, but the astral hells are far more confined than the astral heavens, but that's a whole other topic entirely. And, of course, the last thing I really want to talk about is the different gods and spirits that you can appeal to protect you. Now, Kali Ma protects me quite a bit. She protects me from damn near everything, and I take advantage of that protection far too often. But until I complete my mission, I believe I will get that protection. But I would not recommend falling back to just being protected by a god or a spirit. I would try to protect yourself on a personal level. You doing something with your will, channeling your will through magic, through sorcery, through spiritual practices, religious practices, even prayer and supplication, in order to basically gather the positive energy that is necessary to protect you from any outside aggression on the spiritual level. And I do fall back on Kali Ma, and I fall back on, I'm not going to be able to die until my mission is complete. But there's a karma created when you fall back on spirits and gods to protect you. A karma that you think, okay, well, they're protecting me, so I don't really have to be careful or anything like that. But what ends up happening, and I found this out more than a few times, is that the god or spirit you're expecting to protect you will teach you a lesson by allowing you to feel the effects of your actions in a more mild form than if they weren't protecting you, but they'll let some through in order to show you that you shouldn't take it for granted. And that's why you have to enact your will and channel it through some kind of practice in order to protect yourself. But this has been a video about spiritual protection and how to protect yourself, just covering some basic topics. You can look up a lot of these keywords. I think it'll be very useful as far as the different terminology that I've used. If you look up any of these words, you'll find an array of information on the internet. Hey, thank you very much for watching. This video kind of went longer than I thought. But if you have any questions, feel free to shoot them in the comment section below. And if And if you ask politely, I will respond. I do respond to comments that are asked politely and just sincerely. And I always take topic ideas. I'm not going to say that I'm going to do a video on every topic that I get, but I am open to different topics that people want me to discuss. So feel free to shoot them down in the comment section below. And finally, just if you like this video, if you found it interesting, hit that like button down there, that thumbs up, and I will see you in the future.